Hello, hello mga kameta! Kamusta kayo dyan? Ayan, bago tayo dyan, go sa ating mga engagements. Balikan natin itong mga, ayan na mga kameta, nangyari na rin yung open criticism-ish. No? Ito talaga mga inaabangan ng mga iba dyan. Tignan naman natin ang mga response ng iba dyan. So, President Bongbong Marcos. Buyaka siya. Ayan, dun sa kanyang conversations. Sa ating kaibigan actually dyan sa Washington DC, si Greg Pauling na na-interview natin before dito sa Meta. Dala niya yan, si Greg Pauling na kausap natin dun sa isa sa mga podcast natin. Of course, Greg Pauling from the Center for Strategic International Studies. Of course, na-interview niya si Pangulong Marcos Jr. Nung isang araw at dito mga kameta, lumalabas na yung mga ano na mga kameta. So ayon kay President Marcos Jr., may mali talaga, may mga abuses na nangyari doon sa termino ni Duterte. Of course, he didn't really name President Duterte per se, mga kameta, but lam na this, mga kameta, lam na this. Ayan na, hindi naman laglagan level, pero wala, this was inevitable. At some point, President Marcos Jr. had to really call a spade, which is palpak talaga yung drug war. Not to mention, not only was it incompetent, it was ruthless, right? At ngayon na si Pangulong Marcos Jr. is getting closer and closer to the West, he feels more and more comfortable with expressing his contrarian views or yung mga views na contrary doon sa tatay style of politics, di ba? Ito at popular naman si Marcos Jr. In fact, next meta mga kameta, pag-usapan natin yung tinatawag ko na Grand Coalition, no? So itong plano na gumawa ng isang kabinete in the coming weeks which could include not only members of the Arroyo cabinet, Gibo for instance or Yap, but also potentially cabinet members of the Aquino administration. Again, dito pinag-usapan yung pangalan ni Marojas DTI. Buyaka siya, pwede natin pag-usapan yan. At may optimism yung iba dyan, yung mga dating stalwarts ng opposition like Trillanes na baka under Marcos Jr. magkakaroon din ng positive developments doon sa kaso ni or fake case ni what's her name? De Lima! Senator De Lima! Yun, yung fake case. Sa kakaisip ng fake case, nakalimutan yung pangalan. Doon, ito, balikan natin ito mga kameta. Ito yung importante. Yung sinabi ni Marcos Jr. na lumala pa yung drug problem sa Pilipinas dahil sa kapalpakan ng kanyang predecessor. Obviously, he didn't say it exactly in those terms, but very clear yung implication ng kanyang sinabi. Sabi niya, mga sindikato, naging mas mayaman at mas malakas pa. So kung hindi yan ang kapalpakan, not to mention extremely ruthless, itong drug war ng dating administration, hindi ko na alam anong sasabihin natin. Hindi ko alam. So ito pag-usapan natin yan mga kameta. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. said there were, quote, abuses by certain elements in the government. Alam na natin sino mga yan. Referring to the bloody war drugs of President Duterte's term, no? At ayon sa kanya, syndicates, yung mga sindikato ay lalong lumakas at yumaman pa. Talagang napakagaling talaga ni tatay. Itong ayon kay Pangulong Marcos Jr., in my view, what happened in the previous administration is that we focused very much on enforcement, or rather violent enforcement without much thinking to qualify it perhaps. The president was just being nice. Because of that, it could be said that there were abuses by certain elements in the government. Alam na natin sino yan. And that has caused some concern in many quarters. Ayon kay Marcos, yung mga ideas ng kanyang predecessor, hindi na pinangalan, sabi niya, ayun ang pag-usapan yung mga general ideas ni Tatay Digong, which he didn't mention, but sabi niya, the drug war, quote, continues to be the source of much criminality in the Philippines, yung drug problem. So, wala, palpak, di gumana. Boom, that's it. President Marcos Jr. is effectively saying, palpak yung drug war na nangyari. Right? May abuses na nga at yung criminality sa Pilipinas nandun pa. At eto pa, lumala pa yung problema. Sabi ni Marcos, the syndicates have grown stronger wealthier, and more influential. Worryingly so. Ayan talaga mga kameta. Ayan talaga mga kameta. Ayan talaga mga kameta. Yan ang sinasabi natin. Ayaw nyo makinig sa akin. Ayan. Pakinggan nyo naman si Marcos Jr. Ayan tayo. Ayan talaga tayo mga kameta. Ayaw nyo kasi makinig sa akin. Yung mga ibang katatay dyan, matagal ko sinasabi na hindi untenable itong kapalpakan ng drug war na yan. Kung anong intention, ibang usapan yan. Yung conduct ay kapalpakan dahil hindi pinag-isipan ng mabuti, dahil bara-bara, dahil this was just to satisfy the emotion of the moment. Karamihan, especially dyan, mga tuwan-tuwa dyan, yung mga hindi apektado directly doon sa drug war at saka yung mga EJKs. Now, obviously, si Marcos Jr. is not gonna go ahead on the ICC issue, mga kameta. He's not gonna do that. It's unlikely to do that because that will pick a fight, direct fight with the Dutertes, and I don't think Marcos is that type of person. He's a very conflict avoidant, risk averse kind of president so far. He will, make his stamp here and there. He'll try to draw the line here and there. Nakita natin dun sa mga appointments for Speaker of the House, hindi si Arroyo, Defense Secretary, hindi si Zara. There are a number of things he did in the past which clearly showed that he's willing to assert essentially who's the boss. But as much as possible, in complete contrast to the former president, hindi siya yung tipong seeking out conflict and confrontation to satisfy some sort of populist appetite or demagogic ego trip, diba? No, hindi siya ganon. He's very much in the coalition building. Kaya mga kameta, pag-usapan natin soon, no? Doon sa next na meta natin, sorry, I have to go ahead. Pag-usapan natin mga kameta, itong Grand Coalition na sinasabi natin. Grand Coalition. Because Marcos seems to be open to the idea of having a Mar Rojas in his cabinet. I talked to a number of people about this who are quite well informed. Walang kasiguraduhan na papasok si Mar Rojas mismo, but the idea of Mar Rojas being in the mix is not something totally crazy, right? It's not totally crazy. No, it's not totally crazy, especially because sinasabi na yung iba dyan, baka sa Department of Trade and Industry pwede siya pumasok. I know that some would say Agriculture Secretary, but I doubt that. Agriculture Secretary mukhang si Secretary Yap, yung dating secretary ni Arroyo, yun yung isang potential na pwede maging Agriculture Secretary. Pero pagdating sa DTI, medyo kinoconsider si Mar Rojas. I doubt it will happen, but the fact that Marcos Jr. is open to this coalition building means that the realignments, mga kamet, are happening. Realignments are happening, and they're happening big time, and it's gonna have a lot of implication. Now, further, Marcos Jr. will have less and less issue with expressing criticism about the previous administration, yung talaga yung mga kapalpakan ng previous administration, etc. As the former president also ramps up his criticism of the EDCA, essentially, para matuwa yung mga kanyang boss. Alam natin sino mga yan. Alright, mga kamet, I'll keep it there. Marami pang pwedeng pag-usapan. Very, very exciting things. Thank you so much sa mga lahat na sumali sa atin. Kay Patricia Cruz, kay Russell Vargas, Manuhar Magellan, Magallanes pala, sorry. Lahat na lang Magellan. Kay Jocelyn Lumberio, kay Denon Mullins. Thank you lahat sa mga sumali natin. Kay Edong Makabayan. Ituloy natin yan. As you can see, I have somewhere else to go. No? So sabi natin, dahil mahal na mahal ko kayo, let's do this meta and boom, let's go to our next appointment. Booyakasha! Alright mga kameta, talk to you soon. God bless. That's it.